All right, stay focused. Good. Good. Good job, everybody. All right, there you go. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Come on down. Come on down. It's okay. It was a good attempt. All right, you'll send it next time. All right? All right, everybody, class over. Deck out, please.
You're so brave up there.
I'm gonna be home late. Big group's going out early. Yeah. Gotta check their gear.
We'll keep the bed warm.
All right, come here.
And one for you.
Come here. See you later.
See ya.
I want to see her. Come on, I don't want to fight you. I just want to talk to her. Adele!
She's done with you. You come near her, I'll kill you.
Yannick's not a bad guy. He's kind to me.
He's stubborn. I'll give him that. He's been coming here every morning for 10 days. How are you?
Good. I slept through the night.
The worst is over.
I'm going back to work today.
If this little devil up here starts giving you ideas, call me.
I don't think his neck's supposed to bend that way.
Stay out of my mix, Normal. Go and count some lampposts or something.
42. How far do you think Spider-Man got before he fell down? I can see chalk marks about halfway up.
That's pigeon shit. Anyone see him fall?
No, the street cleaners found him around 6 a.m. His name's Bernard Lang, 33. Works at some kind of rock climbing school. Wife and kids. Put it all on the line for some dumb stunt.
The whole point is being first. Somebody climbed this stick 10 years ago.
13. Alan Robert, about 1999.
Good morning, gorgeous. How are you?
Good.
What's that on the hand?
It's not a tattoo.
So what's messing up my commute this morning?
Looks like some dead daredevil. Probably foul making the climb.
Well, if only his brains had been bigger than his balls. You've better things to do than investigate accidents. Hand it off.
Yes, but I want to know why he was climbing.
To get to the top.
With pliers, a level, lithium batteries. Doesn't look like climbing equipment to me.
It's him. Where was he?
He was, found at the base of the obelisk in Place de la Concorde. Climbing the obelisk, is that something something you talked about doing?
After our daughter was born, Bernard promised me he'd stop those kind of stunts.
Do you know what this means? Your finances. Any problems?
Bernard's salary from the school barely covered our bills. I was worried, but he said everything would be okay. Do you think last night he was doing something for money? Damn it, Bernard.
If he fell even 20 feet, he'd have compression fractures along the lumbar. I'm not finding any.
So he didn't fall.
And the other injuries are all post-mortem.
To camouflage the fact that he didn't die from a fall. Someone's broke his neck.
You scraped his fingernails?
Yeah, I found putty. Adhesive putty.
Using glue for climbing? Takes the whole mystique out the sport.
Anthony's my woman. She works for me, so you better tell me where she's hiding.
Oh, what? You'll make juju and send a ghost after me?
How do you know what I'm going to do?
Anthony told me that your mother's a Kindulki in Brazzaville. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send a big ghost after you. The Holy Ghost. He's gonna sneak up on you, and he's gonna make your dick fall off. Anthony's under my protection. She doesn't belong to you.
Oh, be careful. These people believe in their ghosts.
Yeah, and I believe in mine. How's Adele?
She's been clean 12 days. She's strong. But the boyfriend has to go.
Yannick? Isn't that her decision? They've been together for 3 years. She loves him. He's not abusive.
He's a punk. He made her steal drugs from the hospital.
Yannick made this in trade school. He likes working with metal. He hasn't been able to find a job since he graduated.
Adele said you have a degree in religious mambo-jumbo.
At Fordham, we called it a PhD in comparative theology.
This was found on a body left at the foot of the obelisk, Place de la Concorde. What do you think?
Speaking as an American, I always found it very French that Napoleon goes to Egypt, and what does he bring home for his wife? A monument that represents the sun god's penis. This looks like the Sema, the monogram of unity, the lotus and the papyrus, symbols of the Upper and Lower Nile.
It looks like a type of adhesive putty.
He stuck something on the column, something that took lithium batteries.
And that needs to be level. The camera. But to see what? Turn your camera around 180 degrees. Zoom in.
The Saudi royal family owns that building.
Tuesday night, the chairman of the Sovereign Fund held a reception here for around 75 people.
Till what time?
I think the last guest left just after 10.
And what was the purpose of the reception?
Purely social for our business partners and their wives. There was a cultural demonstration, musicians, a sword dance. It was all very friendly. Why?
We think somebody put the camera outside to spy on you.
What happened here after the reception?
Nothing. And the room's not been used since.
What's in here?
That's a utility closet.
And the snack bar. Somebody spent a lot of time in here.
I was just resting after the reception. I cleaned up and then I went in there for my break.
Must have been quite a break, all those pistachio shells.
Yeah. You put your chair here, press the head against the wall. There's even a grease mark from your hair.
What are you doing? Eavesdropping? What's in the room on the other side of the wall?
It's the hotel, the Kriya.
The hotel room.
I heard a woman through the wall. She was with a man. She was making love sounds. I never heard a woman like that before. And there were other noises.
What kind of noises?
Like someone being hit. And this woman, she screamed, and it was making me sick.
Hotel security. Hotel security. Ay, ay, ay. The suite was booked for 2 nights by the Nightvist Corporation. They have an account with us. The guests checked in on Tuesday evening. They haven't checked out yet. The system shows that the door hasn't been opened since 3 a.m. Tuesday night.
Someone was tied to the bed.
They've checked out.
A blue-tinted contact lens. Looks like blood.
That's one hell of a party.
We'll need your security video of the hallway for Tuesday night.
That's them when they first checked into the room. The next time the door was opened was 43 minutes after that.
The guy went out.
Then the door to the room was opened again 38 minutes later.
And he brought back some friends.
Stop. On his neck, the tattoo.
What is that? It's like a pitchfork or something.
Neptune's trident. I know this guy. He was a bouncer at a casino. Busted for drugs 3 years ago. Jan something.
I'll look him up.
And finally, the last time the door to the room opens was just after 3 a.m.
The party was over. What about the couple?
If they used the stairs instead of the elevator, they wouldn't walk by the security camera.
If the woman was still alive.
Joe, we found him. Jan Nemec, busted for drug beef and assault with a deadly, and now possibly murder.
You keep saying murder. Nobody was murdered.
Okay, so let's try the easy questions. Who's this?
I don't know.
What about the black guy?
I don't know him either. The other guy called him Remy.
So you spend 2 hours in a hotel room with 2 guys you don't even know.
How do you explain this? Who beat you? The woman? Who is she? What you do with her? What you do to her?
Okay, stop! I'll tell you. This guy came up to me at a bar in Lafayette. He offered me $1,000 to do his girlfriend. The black guy was with him. He was getting paid too. When we got to the hotel, the woman was tied up on the bed, ready to go. She was into it. The guy said she liked it rough, so we got down to business.
The 3 of you and the woman.
Well, Donald Duck, the guy who paid us, he just watched.
So how'd you get those bite marks?
I had my hand over her mouth and she bit me. The guy told me to slap her, so I did. Knocked one of her contacts out. It was a hell of a workout. We got our money and we left. The woman was still tied up on the bed, alive.
Her name?
Her, she, it. It's what we called her.
The curtains. Open or closed?
Open. Donald Duck said the woman liked it like that.
Why you keep calling that?
This thing he did when he was concentrating. He stuck his lips out like this. Like a duck. Cracked me up.
What do we think happened to this woman?
I think she's alive. The whole setup reads like a blackmail attempt.
To extort her and this Donald Duck?
Well, the blackmailers paid Bernard Lang to put that camera on the column.
And how does Mr. Lang end up dead?
Maybe he asked for more money?
Put a team on Remy, bring him in, and get him to confirm what Nemec told us. Meantime, talk to whoever booked the hotel room.
Not who, what? The travel department, the Nyquist Corporation, they booked it, but there's no guest name. Just instructions to leave a key in an envelope for pickup.
Well, who told the travel department to book it?
I didn't ask for a hotel room, and I did not send this email. I was in Nice. I just got back this morning. There must be over 50 computer terminals in the executive offices. This could have been sent from any one of them.
Well, we need to know which one, Mr. Nyquist.
Why? The hotel missing a bathroom?
It's a little more serious than that.
Of course. I'll instruct my IT department to cooperate fully.
You keep an account of the hotel, correct? Who do you normally put up there?
I have stores all over Europe. When my managers are in town, that's where they stay.
A five-star hotel.
You're known by the company you keep. Nyquist stores sell only luxury brands. In turn, we must consume only luxury brands. It's a dreary treadmill. If I had my way, we'd all stay at the Holiday Inn.
Do you recognize either of these people in this photo?
These are bad photos. I can't make out their faces.
Can you look again, please? Carefully.
No, I'm sorry. I don't recognize them.
You saw what he did with his lips, like Donald Duck. I read that facial expressions are inherited. Like that crooked smile you got from your old man. Excuse me, we're supposed to meet Mr. Nyquist's son at the house, but my partner accidentally erased the contact from his phone. Do you have it?
Of course.
That's him.
Nicholas? I don't have time.
We want to talk to you about your three-man tag team in the Creon.
That was a private party. Consenting adults, it's none of your business.
Well, we think someone filmed you who's trying to blackmail you.
That's ridiculous. No one's blackmailing me.
Maybe they're after her. What's her name?
I forgot. The whole point of hiring a hooker is so you don't have to remember a name.
A hooker? Really? We found her contact length. It has a unique prescription and color. We'll find her. Let's see who's gonna call in the next 5 minutes.
Yes?
Police, we need to speak to the person who owns a cell phone number 0607545828. We know it's registered to this address.
I'm Francois Coburg. What's this about a phone number?
We're trying to trace a call that was made to that phone. We need to speak to the person who received the call.
That number belongs to my wife.
Is this her?
Could be.
Is your wife here?
No. Where was this taken?
Answer him.
My mother.
Mr. Coburg, do you know where your wife was 3 nights ago?
My son asked you a question, Detective. Maybe you don't know who we are.
You are Liliane Coburg. You own Caravelle. Your father made a fortune in leather goods, which made you one of the richest women in Europe. Doesn't mean I have to answer your questions. But you have to answer mine.
I'm afraid I don't know where Katie was.
My son and my daughter-in-law have been living apart for the past month.
We're going through a rough patch. We're trying to keep it discreet because of our children.
Where is she?
She's staying with her parents.
Well, now you have everything you need. Goodbye.
Mr. Coburg, are you having your wife followed?
No. That would be undignified.
don't care what your goddamn badge says. You're in my house. You want to talk to my daughter, you do it in front of me.
Fine. We'll take her in. Come on.
Dad, just go. I'll be fine.
My father always acts like he's talking to one of his car salesmen.
No, that's fine. That's okay. We're used to it. We need to talk to you about your whereabouts 3 nights ago.
I was out with friends.
This friend?
Has my husband seen this?
No, he's only seen one of you alone without peak night vest, and we didn't tell him where it was taken. But we need to know what happened at the hotel.
I was there with my lover. What do you think happened?
We have a very bad imagination.
We made love. I fell asleep. And then we left by the stairwell and went out the back to avoid photographers.
What about these two?
Friends of Pete. I heard them in the living room. I was asleep in the bedroom with the door closed.
And that bruise on your face?
I banged my head going to the bathroom in the dark. I lost my contact lens.
We know Nyquist called you a couple of hours ago. He's coached you well. In case you didn't know, there was a camera outside filming you. We think to blackmail you.
Somebody's spying on you. Maybe the Coburgs.
Someone wants to hurt you, Catherine. And we'd like to help you.
My children, they're staying with their father. He insisted. I don't want to lose them.
Once Katie gets over her little snit, she'll go back to where she belongs, to her husband. It's time for you to go.
I'm pregnant. Almost 3 months. When Mom got sick, I decided I wanted a family.
That's good. You can stay here.
It's okay. Yannick will be with me. He wants to be a good father.
He doesn't even have a job.
Good night, Dad.
Francois and Catherine Coburg are trying to heal their marriage, and your detectives charge in with perverse insinuations about infidelities and spying. It's irresponsible. The papers will eat up these unproven allegations. I remind you there are young children involved.
They're 4 and 2, little young to read newspapers.
This is your elite squad. A man who drank himself into a heart attack.
All right, you ran your errand, Mr. DeRoy. Goodbye.
England has the Windsors, we have the Coburgs.
I hope there's more to your case than wisecracks.
Catherine and Francois Coburg are heading for a very expensive divorce over custody of those kids. The Coburgs could use some leverage.
Well, a video of Catherine playing patty cakes with 3 men ought to do it. The Coburgs paid Bernard Lang to set up that camera, but something went wrong and Bernard Lang ended up dead.
Speculation. The only witness who said that it was an orgy is a convicted felon. What about the third musketeer, Remy?
Still in the wind.
Okay. Want to convince me? Connect Bernard Lang to the Coburgs.
What are these pictures?
Bernard used to guide private climbing groups in the Alps.
The little flags, they're company logos.
Mm-hmm. The companies hired Bernard to take their employees to build team spirit. Half the time, Bernard would have to carry them up the mountain.
But yeah, he was working for the Nyquists, not the Coburgs.
They found Remy.
Landlady called it in. Apparent drug overdose.
He's in full rigor, so probably 24 hours. There was a needle in the bathtub, but I only found 1 track mark on him.
He was no addict.
Someone gave him a hot shot and left him here to drown.
First Bernard, now him. Someone's circling the wagons.
I wasn't there. It was for the worker bees in the head office. I don't do group things.
Except in hotel rooms.
Not this again. We're done.
Sit down before I spank you. This man is dead. And so is this one. You're the common link between them. That's good enough for a murder charge.
God. He's gone too far.
Who?
My father. I told him about Katie, about what she liked, the humiliation. He came up with the idea of taping her to use it against the Coburgs. He's negotiating some business deal with them. The security guy knew Lang. He hired Lang to put a spy camera on the column. After Katie and I left the hotel room, the security guy went to meet up with Lang at the column. He said he found him dead. And the camera was missing.
Before you went to the hotel, was the security guy following Katie around?
Yeah, for a couple of days.
Did it ever occur to you he was being followed? Get dressed. You're coming with us.
Maybe someone following Catherine picked up the security guard's trail. Someone probably working for the Coburgs.
They saw what was happening. They killed Lang and stole the video.
If the Coburgs are having Catherine watched, let's watch the watchers. That's Catherine.
That's the guy watching her.
I don't smoke. Get lost. What the hell?
Let's see some ID. We got reports some perverts bothering some little girls in the area. Leon Neal, Caravel Limited. You're for the Coburgs, right?
Logistical support. What is that, Mr. Neal? Does it require you to carry a gun?
GPS on his cell phone puts him in Place de la Concorde the night Mr. Lang was killed.
It doesn't mean anything. He was watching Catherine. He was supposed to be there.
You're a former member of the DCRI, correct? So I'm guessing that means we won't be getting much out of you.
That's about the size of it.
These people, it's like we don't exist. Send a text to Catherine Coburg, sorry.
Wait, what are you doing?
Rattling the cages. I have a video of you at Hotel Crillon. If you're interested, text me. Now we wait.
This gift for Adele, it's a what? Picture frame?
Hey, Marty. This is the kid I told you about, Yannick. He likes to work with metal. The gift for Adele. It's a joke for you. Thanks. Miss, you come with me.
Hey, let go of me. Get your hands off me. Help!
Police, get lost.
Somebody help me!
Get lost. Pete told us what happened at the hotel. The video was his father's idea. But now the video is being stolen, and these two men have been killed. Probably by someone working for the Coburgs. Killed to protect you. Your husband, family. Killed in your name. Is that what you wanted? Then talk to me.
I don't know anything. Nobody tells me anything. They just use me.
What do you mean?
My parents practically threw me at Francois. They wanted a society wedding. They sent me to the same schools as Francois, the same college. There was this charity fashion show. My mother sent me this sexy dress to get Francois's attention. I went along with it. I thought it's what I wanted to.
Is that why you left Francois?
No. No. My children. The Coburgs wanted an heir. That was the job description. We tried, but Francois. Then my mother-in-law had the brilliant idea of using her husband's sperm. Imagine their disappointment when I gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. Out came the turkey baster again, and this time they hit the jackpot. A handsome baby boy. It's my fault. They see weakness and they crush it. I can't let my children grow up around that. The way you look at me, you must think I'm an unfit mother. Letting people abuse me like Pete, those men.
I don't judge. I'm just sad.
It's all I'm good for. But at the hotel, at least it was my choice.
Joe.
Francis Coburg and his lawyers are downstairs with the father raising all kinds of hell. His dog just has cut loose.
We're gonna get you out of this city, away from this harassment.
Don't tell me what to do.
Be quiet. You're embarrassing Francois.
This is your fault. You humiliated her in public.
You owe Mr. Coburg a goddamn apology. What do you make of this?
I drilled down the GPS coordinates of Miss Neal's phone, and the last 3 days he was out in the boonies, out near Rambouillet. Some kind of paved road, nothing around for miles, but he was there every morning for 2 hours.
Maybe this is some kind of old test track.
Fresh skid marks. It is the same skid mark over and over from here into the gravel.
So the driver was practicing a controlled skid.
He bumped the barrel. Paint chips.
Guys, they're working on a plan.
The lab matched the paint chips to a blue Audi S5. It's the same make as Catherine's car.
The lab put the calculations that we found into a program. Speed, mass, velocity, drift. What we have here is a controlled wipeout at 45 miles an hour.
Stage accident.
An accident involving Catherine's car. So maybe the Coburgs have found a cheap way out of an expensive divorce.
Staged accident. You guys are nuts. I've never been to this place.
Not according to your phone.
Then arrest my phone. Maybe it was there, but I wasn't.
The track and 1,000 acres surrounding it were bought in 1954 by a subsidiary of Caravel. The Coburgs own the place.
My attorney's on his way. I won't stand for this.
You own an old racetrack near Rambouillet, right?
My father bought it. He had a notion of building a race car. It's a cow pasture now. What does it have to do with anything?
We found evidence there. We think someone might be planning on hurting your daughter-in-law.
Oh, what evidence? Cow pies?
You know, Mrs. Coburg, most mothers-in-law would be worried at the possibility someone might harm the mother of the grandchildren.
I'm not most mothers-in-law.
Right. Most mothers-in-law wouldn't use their husband's seed to impregnate their daughter-in-law.
A man with your addictions and criminal associations is hardly in a position to pass judgment on my family. You're very lucky my husband isn't alive to teach you a lesson.
This ball of crap rolled out of the Ministry of Defense and landed on my desk. Now, I don't particularly give a damn about Lillian Coburg and her connections. I do give a damn when my detectives hallucinate evidence.
You want me to piss in a cup? Fine.
Enough.
It's no hallucination. I saw it in Lillian Coburg's eyes. They want to kill Catherine.
Having killed 2 people to protect her reputation.
It's not her reputation, theirs. They got what they wanted from her, an heir to carry on the family name. Now she's an embarrassment.
Yeah, and a threat. Because she wants to take her children away from Francoise and her mother.
This murder plot, it's medieval.
The way these people think, they are medieval.
At some point, Joe, arguing with you stops being a sport. It becomes a death march. Go home and stay away from the Coburgs.
Adele told her mother before she died. It was her mother's idea for me to get in touch with you. She wanted her grandchild to have every advantage.
I doubt she thought at me as an advantage.
She thought about you a lot, Joe.
Adele is moving back in with her boyfriend.
You worried? I think about the women and girls who come through our door, here in Eastern Europe. Some were saved, some drowned. I worried about all of them. I prayed. But in the end, yeah, all I could really do was just be ready for them when they walked through the door. Good night, Joe.
So that's a piece of ass that's straightening you out. I do hope she's rocking your world, Joe.
She's a nun.
A nun? Why, you've really outdone yourself this time. I could have thought you maybe didn't like me anymore. Because when a cop, even a cop you grew up with, finds religion, sometimes they kind of go overboard. You know, they turn that back on their old friends. But that won't happen with you. I mean, you're back with your daughter. You're trying your hardest to be a good daddy. I mean, I get it. Some of our friends, they don't get it, but I get it. I stuck my neck out for you, Joe. Don't you make me regret it. A nun. You're gonna burn in hell.
Catherine's been in there since 10 o'clock.
I had Eddie and Lisa watch her, and they called me about 20 minutes ago.
She had 2 guys babysitting her. They left the club without her a half hour ago. Catherine was chugging champagne with some people.
The Coburgs pulled her protection. This is it.
She's gone. She went to the bathroom. Lula showed up to pass out. Didn't come back. I checked. She's disappeared.
There's her car. Damn, let's go! Where did she learn to drive like that? Where did she go? The barrier, she's crashed through. She's in the water.
Come on. Mr. Mayville, where is your daughter?
My God, she passed out on the back seat.
Put him in your car. Watch him. Call the paramedics.
Okay. I can walk back.
Okay. It's okay.
Take the other one. Katie.
She'll be okay. They think she was doped with something.
They just sent over photos of the accident. You should take a look.
How is she?
They couldn't revive her. I'm sorry. Tell me what happened from the beginning.
Katie called me. She wasn't feeling well. She asked me to come and get her. I took a taxi. I met her outside the club. Took her car keys. She got in the back seat and passed out. I was driving. I looked in the back and made sure she was okay. But I hit something. Next thing I knew, I was in the water. The car was sinking. And I couldn't see anything.
You took a taxi to the club?
Yes. I met her outside. I got her car keys.
You got a receipt for the taxi?
No, I didn't ask for a receipt.
So you were driving, and what happened?
I was driving. I looked in the back to see if she was okay. I hit something.
And the next thing you knew?
No, I was in the water.
And you couldn't see anything?
Yes.
You thought of what you were going to say? You rehearsed it?
No. I was just running through what happened in my head, what I could have done to save her.
Did she call you?
Yes.
We checked her phone records. There was no record of a call.
Maybe she used the payphone or somebody else's phone. What does it matter? My daughter's dead.
Did I say she was dead? I'm sorry, I meant to say she was alive. She pulled through.
You said she...
I made a mistake. And she'll clear things up about the phone call.
She was very drunk. She probably won't remember.
Right. She won't remember because she didn't make any call, did she? You showed up at the club to drive her home after she'd been drugged.
What are you talking about?
You see these skid marks here? After you hit the poles? They're identical to these skid marks we found at this track 3 days ago. Identical. Even the crash marks on the pole are the same. Somebody rehearsed how to put that car in the canal and make it look like an accident.
No. No, that's not true. It was an accident. I hit something.
And the next thing I knew, I was in the water and I didn't see anything. Your own daughter, the little girl you held when she was born, did you forget? I don't care about you. I want them.
They said they'd never let Katie take the kids away from Francois. After what happened at the hotel, Lillian Coburg called her a toxic stain on their family's good name. She said it was better she die in an accident than go on and shame their family. They had this expert driver. I was in the passenger seat. I had to say I was driving. Francois said I had to do it. It would be more credible. They said if I refused, they would ruin my business. They said they'd take care of my other daughter, make a good marriage for her to one of their fancy friends. A good marriage. Christ.
This will never stand. Who's going to believe that insignificant man?
Other insignificant man.
Bye, Dad. We'll see you next week.
Okay. Wait.